Hi guys! Welcome back to Cjsketokitchen and happy holidays. We hope that whatever you celebrate this year, you and your family have a magical time. If you are looking for home-style recipes made ketogenic that the whole family will enjoy, then you have come to the right channel. And tonight I am going to be making a keto snack mix, and it is going to be maple cinnamon snack mix. So come along with me and let's get started. So during this time of year, you might be having guests coming over, New Year's Eve is right around the corner, and a lot of times people are looking for something to put out on the coffee table or on the buffet table that people can munch on during the festivities. And so that is what I have made, and it is ketogenic, it's very fast, it's full of fiber, and it's delicious. You're going to love it. Let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Also going to need a baking tray with parchment paper. I definitely recommend parchment paper for this particular recipe. It's going to be a lot easier to get your snack mix off of your tray when you're finished. And I have found that for this particular recipe, I prefer the parchment paper over silicone. But of course, do whatever you have access to. You are also going to need a medium-sized bowl because we are going to be mixing our ingredients in this. And also when it comes out of the oven, it is going to go back into this bowl. So you definitely need a medium-sized bowl for this recipe. So for our snack mix, we are going to start with several different types of nuts and seeds. You could switch out for another type of low-carb nut if it was something that you and your family preferred over the ones that I am choosing. I'm going to be using almonds. These are whole, raw almonds. And I have 1 cup. The next nut that I'm going to be using is pecans. These are also whole and raw, and I also have 1 cup. Our last nut or seed is going to be pumpkin seeds, and these are just lightly roasted, also whole and unseasoned, and I also have 1 cup. Okay, so the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to coat these with our next ingredient. I am going to be using sugar-free maple syrup because this is cinnamon maple snack mix. I'm going to be using chalk zero, but many companies now make a sugar-free product. I believe that Lecanto also makes one and some other companies. So definitely look for a low-carb, sugar-free maple syrup brand, and you want 4 tablespoons of that. That is what I have here in my glass container. Because 2 are maple syrup, I am going to add 1 tablespoon of melted butter. So I added 1 tablespoon of our melted butter into my maple syrup, and I'm just kind of combining those two. And because I want to kick up the maple flavoring, I am going to be adding a bit of maple extract here. This is a completely optional step. You can find maple extract both online. I always have this linked in our Amazon store. I really like the Olive Nation brand, but you can also find maple extract on your grocery store shelves. And I'm adding about a teaspoon. I'm going to stir that into my tablespoon of melted butter and my 4 tablespoons of sugar-free maple syrup until I have a nice glossy coat. I am now going to pour this mixture over our nuts and seeds in my bowl. And you want to scrape your measuring cup to make sure you get all of your syrup and butter out. And I'm just going to go ahead and combine that in my bowl and get a nice coat on our nuts and seeds. So they are all nicely coated now. So the next two things I'm going to add are a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt. I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon. And Ceylon cinnamon is very good for blood sugar, and it's also diabetic safe. And I am once again going to combine so that all of our flavorings go through our nut mixture. Okay, so we have our coated mixture, and we are going to place this on our baking tray. So remember, we have our baking tray, and I have lined this with parchment. And the parchment paper is really going to assist in this not sticking to your tray. And also, we are going to be stirring this periodically through its baking time, so that is going to help us in that step as well. So I am just going to evenly spread this out as best as I can so that it will cook in a nice even layer in our oven. Okay, so there it is. And we are going to put this into our 350-degree oven, and we are going to start for about 10 minutes, and then we are going to stir it. Okay, so it has been in the oven for 10 minutes, and I'm going to stir it now. Smells delicious, very cinnamony. Okay, I'm going to put this back in for another 10 minutes. Okay, so we let it cook for 20 minutes, and I'm going to let it sit here for just a second on the tray, and then I'm going to transfer it back to the bowl. Okay, I want to transfer our snack mix back into the original bowl that we prepared it in, and you're going to let it sit there for about 10 minutes, and you're going to stir it every 5 minutes or so, so about twice, just to help everything combine and not stick together too much. And that is why I wanted to use the parchment paper. So I'm just going to take a spoon, and I'm just going to stir it a little bit. And we're just going to let it continue to cool, and I'll come back in about 5 minutes and stir it again. Okay, 5 minutes have gone by, and I'm going to stir it again. If you can see inside the bowl, if you don't stir it while it's cooling, then you'll get big clumps. And we do want this to become an actual snack mix or trail mix, so that's why we're stirring it as it cools, so it doesn't all stick together in one big slab. Okay, our snack mix has thoroughly cooled, and we're going to add our last ingredient, and then we're going to give CJ a taste. So the last thing that I'm going to put in is 1 cup of our unsweetened cranberries, and that's just going to give it a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of tartness and a bit of chew. So there it is. There's our maple cinnamon snack mix, and I'm going to put some in a bowl for CJ to taste. Okay, here is our maple cinnamon snack mix, and we are going to have CJ taste it for us. Hi.
Hi.
It's time to get your snack on.
Okay. This is good. I think it gets better when it sits though.
Yes.
So this is, you just made this.
Right.
But you have made a test batch. And when it starts to crystallize, well, there's nothing that crystallizes, is there?
No, it doesn't crystallize like using erythritol.
As it sits, it seems like the flavors intensify.
Yes.
So it's real good. I like the burst of the non-sweetened cranberries. That's a nice little burst. I think it's good. I could see this being at a party, get together and, you know, just grabbing it.
Yeah.
And not doing that much damage to yourself as far as keto goes.
Right.
Thanks, baby. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true, that's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls, I've been kind to big and small, and now it's time to have a merry holiday. What a feeling when it's time for Christmas. Let's sing a carol and we'll bring it here.